60 minutes. That's all it took. Every single ticket, gone. Not for a Grand Slam final. Not for a Serena Williams farewell match. For a second-round match featuring a 20-year-old from the Philippines who wasn't even supposed to be here. Let that sink in for a second, because what just happened at the 2026 Miami Open ticket window isn't just a sports story. It's a cultural earthquake, and the tremors are being felt all the way up to the boardrooms of the WTA. The name sending shockwaves through professional tennis right now is Alex. Just Alex. And if you don't know her story yet, buckle up, because this one is something else entirely. To understand why tournament directors are losing sleep and economists are scrambling for new models, you have to go back to where it all started, Miami, 1 year ago. A teenage girl ranked 140th in the world, carrying a wild card and absolutely nothing to lose. She wasn't supposed to win a single match. Nobody had her on their radar. The casual tennis fan had never heard her name. She walked onto those hard courts at Hard Rock Stadium as a footnote, a filler name in a bracket built around established stars and Grand Slam champions. And then something extraordinary happened. She just started winning. Not surviving, winning. Round after round. She wasn't hanging on by her fingernails. She was dismantling opponents with a kind of quiet, surgical precision that made seasoned tennis analysts do a double take. She knocked out seasoned veterans in the early rounds without flinching. Then she ran into Jelena Ostapenko, the 2017 French Open champion, a woman who hits the ball like she has a personal grudge against it. Gone. Madison Keys, American powerhouse, full of power and crowd energy on home soil. Gone. But the match that changed everything, the one that made the whole world stop scrolling, was the quarterfinal against Iga Swiatek, the second-ranked player on the planet, a 5-time Grand Slam champion, who at that point felt genuinely unbeatable on hard courts. Alex beat her 6-2, 7-5. Not a fluke, not a lucky net cord, a masterclass, aggressive court positioning, relentless defense, and the kind of nerves that simply don't belong in a 19-year-old playing the biggest match of her life. The Philippines watched that match with their hearts in their throats. And when that final point landed, an entire nation erupted. She eventually fell in the semifinals to Jessica Pegula in 3 sets, but by then it didn't matter. The story had already been written. Alex went from 140 in the world to inside the top 75 overnight, becoming the first Filipina player in history to crack that barrier. From that moment forward, nothing about her trajectory would ever be ordinary again. Now fast forward 12 months. Alex walks into the 2026 Miami Open seeded 31st, ranked 29th in the world, a career high as of this past Monday. The girl who needed a wild card last year now has a seed. She has a ranking. She has a target on her back. And the moment that tournament schedule dropped with her name on it, tens of thousands of fans hit that ticketing platform like a wave crashing into a seawall. The servers strained. The queues stretched into the digital stratosphere. Within 60 minutes, every available seat, every VIP package, every general admission pass allocated to her matches, sold. Gone. The kind of ticket demand that usually follows a Taylor Swift tour announcement had just descended on a Masters 1000 tennis event for a player seated 31st. The resale market responded instantly, with prices already jumping 4 to 5 times face value before the ink was even dry on the schedule. Tournament executives were blindsided. They had quietly assumed that last year's frenzy was a one-time thing, the magic of an underdog run, the novelty of a new face, the excitement of a surprise. They were wrong. What Alex built in Miami in 2025 wasn't a moment. It was a movement. And movements don't fade. They organize. Her fans had 12 months to prepare. They marked their calendars. They coordinated on social media. And the second that window opened, they hit it with everything they had. This is the Yele effect, and it is now too big and too real to be explained away or downplayed. But here's where the story gets genuinely complicated, because behind the sold-out stands and the electric atmosphere lies one of the most brutal mathematical realities in professional sport. Tennis rankings don't just accumulate, they expire. Every point Alex earned at this tournament last year, every victory, every round, every brilliant moment, is now sitting on a clock that's about to hit zero. The WTA uses a rolling 52-week ranking window. And what that means in plain language is this. The 390 points Alex collected during her run to the Miami semifinals last year will be stripped from her total the moment this tournament begins. Right now, she's ranked 29th with 1,525 points. The second the draw kicks off, those 390 points evaporate unless she replaces them. Without those points, her live ranking crashes. We're talking roughly 49th in the world, a drop of nearly 20 places in the blink of an eye. So the girl playing in front of a sold-out stadium, carrying the dreams of millions, isn't just competing for glory. She's competing to stand still. She has to reach at least the semifinals again, just to break even on the ranking ledger. Lose early, and the numbers are brutal. A first-round exit would see her tumble out of the top 30, potentially out of the top 50, and that has consequences that reach far beyond a number on a screen. Her seeding at the French Open, her direct entry into elite tournaments, her ability to avoid qualifying rounds. All of it tied to that ranking. This is the double-edged sword every breakout player eventually faces. You climb the mountain in year one. In year two, you have to climb it again, but this time everyone's watching and everyone knows your game. Alex's draw isn't doing her any favors either. She gets a seeded advantage in the first round, which gives her breathing room and an immediate 10 points. Her likely second-round opponent is either Laura Siegemund, a 38-year-old German veteran with a sliced backhand that disrupts rhythm and a net game built on decades of craftiness, or Petra Marcinko, a young Croatian loaded with raw aggression and the fearlessness that comes with having nothing to lose. Alex is the favorite in that match, but favorite doesn't mean comfortable. Then, if she gets through, the draw opens up toward a potential third-round rematch that has the whole tennis world buzzing. Iga Swiatek, same court, same tournament. 1 year later, Swiatek hasn't forgotten. You don't get beaten 6-2, 7-5 by a wild-card teenager and just move on with your life. She's been watching film. Her team has dissected every pattern, every tendency, every habit in Alex's game. That third-round match, if it happens, would be an event, the kind of match that crashes streaming platforms and pulls in viewers who haven't watched tennis since the last Federer final. But Alex can't think about Swiatek yet. The mental game is its own battlefield entirely. Last year, she had no expectations. She floated through that draw like someone who genuinely had nothing to fear because, in a real sense, she didn't. Nobody expected her to beat Swiatek. Nobody expected her to reach the semis. Every win was a gift. This year, every loss is a failure in the eyes of the world. The pressure that comes with being the one people show up for, the one who sells out arenas in 60 minutes, is a very different kind of pressure than the one that comes with being a 140th ranked wild card, hoping to steal a round. The question now isn't whether Alex is talented enough. She clearly is. The question is whether she can carry that enormous emotional weight without letting it shrink her game. And there are real reasons to believe she can. She hasn't wasted the last 12 months. The Rafa Nadal Academy doesn't produce players who rest on their laurels. That institution builds a particular kind of mental and physical grit that doesn't switch off after one good tournament result. Alex has added layers to her game that make her genuinely more dangerous than the version of herself who stunned Miami last year. Her first serve percentage has climbed noticeably giving her free points she wasn't manufacturing before. She's no longer purely a counterpuncher waiting for opponents to make mistakes. She's taking the ball earlier now, on the rise, compressing her opponent's reaction time and dictating play rather than responding to it. She's learning when to be aggressive and when to absorb. That tactical intelligence is what separates good players from great ones. We already saw glimpses of it in Indian Wells earlier this month, where she had a terrific run through to the round of 16, including a win over Coco Gauff before Gauff retired injured. That result was bittersweet, but what Alex said afterwards stuck with people. She talked about how surreal it was to look around Stadium 3 and see it packed, flags waving, fans roaring for a second-round match. That's not normal. That doesn't happen in tennis. The fact that it keeps happening around Alex tells you everything you need to know about what she means to people beyond the sport itself. Because for the Filipino diaspora, particularly the massive Filipino-American community across Florida and throughout the United States, Alex isn't just a tennis player. She's a symbol. She's proof that a young woman from the Philippines can walk onto the biggest stages in the world and belong there. Miami is sacred ground for that community. What happened here last year wasn't just a sports memory. It was a shared emotional experience that bound people together in a way that very few sporting moments can. That's not something you replicate with marketing campaigns. You can't manufacture that kind of loyalty. It either exists or it doesn't. And in Alex's case, it is undeniably, powerfully real. So here we are. The Hard Rock Stadium courts are being reassigned. Security logistics are being reworked. Television broadcasters are adjusting their schedules around a 20-year-old woman who technically isn't even seated in the top 30 of this tournament. The economics of this event have shifted around one player in a way that has the WTA fundamentally rethinking how they evaluate star power and marketability. The old model, where ranking points and Grand Slam trophies were the only reliable indicators of a player's commercial value, is cracking under the weight of what Alex has built. Can she do it again? Can she walk back into that arena, hear that sound, feel that weight, and play with the same freedom that made her unforgettable 12 months ago? That's the question that makes this tournament unmissable. The math is stacked against her in one sense and entirely within her reach in another. The draw is winnable but unforgiving. The crowd will be louder and more emotionally invested than almost anything she's experienced. Every forehand carries the hopes of a nation. And somewhere across the draw, Iga Swiatek is warming up, thinking about unfinished business. This is the story of the 2026 Miami Open before a single ball has been struck. And somehow, it's already one of the best tennis stories in years.